Next up on the Hooks In MMA podcast, we're lucky to have on striking coach at Extreme Couture, Eddie Barraco. How's it going?
Excellent. Thank you for having me.
No problem. We appreciate it as well. So just talk about day-to-day stuff at Extreme Couture and basically what got you into MMA and got you to where you are today.
Yeah. So, day-to-day stuff at Extreme Couture, just a bunch of guys and gals getting to do what they love every single day. It depends what's going on at the schedule at the gym, as far as, who's up next and what camp is going on. But, consistently, practices across the board a couple times a day. Those guys are also doing their own thing as far as physical therapy and strength and conditioning work. And then, we all kind of communicate and bring it together on a coaching level. That way we're all on the same page. And, but day to day, we get to do what we love, and, we thoroughly enjoy it. So I feel pretty blessed and grateful in that regard.
Yeah, and obviously one of the biggest success stories came last weekend, UFC 260, Francis Ngannou dethroning the heavyweight GOAT, as many people would say. Fantastic performance, and Francis looked fantastic, and just speak to that.
For sure. Just a testament to those guys and the team and everybody, working together for common goals. And and that's one of the things, day to day at Extreme Couture. I feel like, we talked about it before. It's like, oh, what's your role there? It's, we might have head roles with some of the guys, with the certain fighters in particular, and other coaches will assist and do everything they can to support. But across the board, I feel like everybody just works real well together, and ultimately the goal is for the fighter. We're all working for the fighter, and to make sure that there's.
Yeah, so like in how I like to compare what you're talking about is just like there's levels of business. There's levels to this game, but there's levels of business, and to any successful business, sometimes there isn't specific names for people working within that business. It's a team, community, camaraderie is key, and it seems like that's what's going on at Extreme Couture. So things are paying off for you.
Yeah, it's certainly the way it feels. So.
So just as a striking coach, I guess just speak to a couple of the guys that you've specifically worked with, or gals, in the last little bit that have, you've seen great improvement, a lot of success, or even just the grind where, sometimes you take a loss or two, and it's talking about, how they bounce back from those losses. And if you could name a couple people, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And being in Las Vegas, I've had the great opportunity to be able to work with so many individuals throughout the years. Some for longer than others, and some with more direct role with fighters than others. But at the end of the day, it's been great. Guys like Joseph Benavidez and Cody Stamen, Julian Erosa, Casey O'Neill, who just fought. Who we got out to Las Vegas recently, Johnny Case, for example, guys like that. Just, some of the best of the best, gotten to work with, Claudia Gadella, and, when James Krause comes out, or, guys like Paul Felder, they'll come out, they'll hit the coaches up. And it's just a great thing to be able to not only, have a roster at Extreme Couture that we coach consistently, but also people that come in and out of town, that we've gotten to work with and interact with. It makes us better as coaches as well.
Absolutely. We talked to Cody before, and really looking forward to that Marab fight.
We are.
Up soon. So that'll be good. Also, I know that Cody was training a bit with TJ Laramie, a fellow Canadian, and unfortunately heard today he had to step back from his upcoming fight too. So.
Yeah. And that's a great example of what I was just talking about. We get guys that come from, Jeremy Kennedy, for example, Gary, St. Lion, who's fighting over at 1. We get guys from out of town, out of the country, that, normally you wouldn't get that opportunity with. And we're blessed to be able to have that. We're truly grateful for it, and we make the best of it. We really want to take care of everybody that comes out here that that we take under, as far as coaching. So, and it's great. People come out like that and they make the room better for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And just to throw it out there, Jeremy, one of my favorite fighters, he fights on my birthday next Friday. So my wife said, "What do you want to do for your birthday?"
Nice.
I said, "I want to watch Jeremy fight."
There
So
you go.
um,
Yeah, it's going to be great. Jeremy's one of those guys that you talked about. He's gotten so much better, and it's the growth limit is exponential for guys that do the right thing in and out of the gym, in and out of the cage, so to speak. Those are the guys that will continue to grow and learn and do well. And it's like I said, it makes the room better.
Exactly. I heard as well, Patricio Ferrer Pitbull said, if he ends up winning the featherweight tournament, what's he going to do next? And he said there's always going to be some fights at 145 and Bellator. I think he was indirectly mentioning guys like Jeremy Kennedy that'll always be pushing him. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Do you have a mentor that you looked up to as you gained experience within coaching, that just you could ask for help, or you could just talk to, and things are going good, things are going bad? Do you have somebody that you've kind of looked up to for a while, or?
I had a multitude of them, to be honest. Being in Vegas, there's so many gyms and so many coaches, and the way the gym scene kind of was, and the MMA scene, 17 years ago when I got started, it felt very transient in the sense that like gyms were open, they were closed. It wasn't until like the sport was more established and gyms like Extreme Couture came around that, those places became more a foundation and kind of congregated the best of the best. But, guys like Dewey Cooper with my kickboxing background and out of One Kicks gym here, a lot of the Master Toddy's coaches like Master Salheen and Luke Chang and Kong Napan, all those guys, they were great examples and influences for me as far as, styles and learning structures and how to base my skill as a competitor back then. And then not only that, but as a coach moving forward, to not be so constricted with styles. And that was one thing I learned, being able to, being at a boxing gym like Joni Tokos with coaches like John Roberts over there, or Eric Bonilla, who worked with guys like Hector Camacho, Rodney Chrysler, Kevin Barry, great boxing coaches, great Muay Thai guys, and that allowed me the ability to kind of see, okay, this works, this doesn't work for these situations, use this then, don't use this and then, to where it wasn't so restrictive, like, well, this is how it is and this is how it isn't. It's like, hey, well, if it's working, use it.
Yeah.
Situations in fights, I'm sure we could both name a whole bunch where you look at them, it's like, I'm sure if somebody saw them practice that move, they would be like, that's not going to work. Meanwhile, they won the fight with it. So at the end of the day, all body styles, all fighting styles and the individual's abilities, then mixed with the matchup of, you have another human being that's out there trying to win the fight as well. It leaves so much room for, well, why not try this, or why not drill this, and not to cut yourself off with that. So,
Yeah.
it had a lot of great opportunities to be around a lot of great guys, and it definitely helped.
There's a lot of intricacies within the game, right? They have different body types, like you're saying, speed.
Yeah.
I think a guy that comes to mind that's, Deron Wynn, that guy's not going to fight the same way as Adesanya is going to. Their body types are totally different.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So during a fight, you never know. So anything can really work if it works within the
right.
fight. So.
And that's why styles make fights, sometimes it's like, well, the matchup, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So just, do you have, currently have a family? And if you do, if you don't, doesn't matter, but hobbies, do you have any extra hobbies that maybe you include with the family, things you like to do on the side other than just coaching?
Yeah, I have a family. My little guy is always in the gym with me all the time. It's a great environment for him to grow up in. My immediate family, like my parents, my brother, are here. Other than that, we're kind of spread out now. And but I grew up traditional big Italian family. Big Italian holidays. So it was really nice. I had a great childhood. So.
How old is your son, and does he take an interest in the game as well?
Yeah, he's 4. Definitely, has shown signs that he pays attention in there, but I don't have him doing anything like that. If he's interested, he'll let me know, and then once I feel he's old enough to where it benefit him if he needs it, then I kind of maybe push him. But I have no interest in pushing him down the path of being a professional fighter. So
Yeah. Let him make that decision for sure.
yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
So our last section is called Between Rounds. So I'll ask you a question and you give me your best answer. Okay.
Okay. Oh man. Okay, here we go. Let's do it.
What's your favorite kind of food to eat?
Italian. I'm biased for that.
Something
Yeah.
specific though?
Um, like a good rigatoni with just a regular marinara on there, just a regular marinara sauce, as
Nice.
they say in America.
Yeah. Favorite sport other than MMA?
Baseball,
Favorite team?
Red Sox,
Oh no. Being close
or
to
whoever,
being close
whoever's
to
playing the Yankees that day.
Okay, we're playing the Yankees
Yeah.
tomorrow.
So if the Toronto's playing the Yankees on a Tuesday, then Toronto's my favorite team
All
for
right.
that moment.
I'll
Yeah.
take that answer for sure.
Right.
What's your favorite getaway spot in I guess you could say Las Vegas. Like I've never been, so what would be a spot you would tell me
Colorado
to-
River. Just over the Arizona border past Lake Mead or past the Hoover Dam. Bunch of ways into that river, but ultimately that river is my favorite getaway spot.
Do you ever do any fishing in the river?
I don't do any fishing just because I don't plan on eating them. But there's an actual hatchery there, and they put out legit fish. And they're, the lures that I see getting flung up and down that river are substantial size. So I would just assume that they got some big fish in there.
And that's the Colorado River?
Yeah, it is. It's where
Okay.
the Hoover Dam puts back in the Colorado. So, given the EPA laws, they have to clean it, they have to cool it. So the water coming out is really nice. It's cold, it's clear. It's a good spot to go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Favorite country in the world other than USA?
Well, I haven't been to Western Europe. So I'm going to say probably Thailand.
Cool. Favorite type of music?
I would say anything. Right now, currently phase of my life, I'm going to have to go with like a EDM, electronic, deep house, trance house, something to where it's just positive vibes the whole time. No added vocals that may not want to hear in my brain.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Favorite movie of all time?
Oh, toss up between, gosh, that's a tough one. Godfather 1 or Bronx Tale.
Like both. Just a couple fights here coming up. Who do you like between when it gets rebooked, Ortega and Volkanovski?
Well, matchup wise, if Brian can keep that on his feet and get it done and do what he does best, then I think he's a handful for anybody. You know what I mean? But at the same time, Volkanovski's no slouch, and he shows he can get the job done. You know what I mean? So for me, I have friends that work with him and they're over there in that camp. So I'm going to be rooting for those guys just because I don't know either of those guys personally.
Yep.
Like that. But, that's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. They're both outstanding fighters.
Excited for that. What about, Chandler and Oliveira? Who do you like in that one?
I like Chandler. I think Chandler's going to get the job done. Yeah. Oliveira's no slouch. Obviously you're fighting at that level, but I think in that matchup, I think Chandler's got it.
Nice. Okay. Just want to thank you for coming on today. If you have any sponsors anytime. Or shout outs or social media to finish up here that.
No shout outs, no sponsors, nothing like that. Appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you. Very humble and, great talk today. Good luck to you and your family and all the fighters you're with at Extreme Couture moving forward. Eddie Barraco, this is Hooks and MMA. Thanks so much.
I appreciate you. Have a good rest of the day.
You too. You take care.